me up in the headphones. Teddy B. And this is the realest sports show. This is the realest sports show. See, this is the realest sports show. See, this the realest sports show. And if you ain't have a clue, well, then now you know. Right here is where they discuss the hottest topics. If you think this show ain't the best, then you better stop it. From MLB runs to NFL X's and O's to the NBA's dribbles and shots and pick and rolls. Lulu, Mike, and Mark debating from their souls. No other three can match up toe to toe. The way they
come on in here, people. Come on in here. Give y'all a few minutes to get on in here. Let's enjoy the show tonight.
So tune in now and stop playing. And by the end of the show, I bet that you'll be saying, just tune in now and stop playing. And I bet by the end of the show, you'll be saying, this is the
realest sports show. I see y'all in the building. I see some Baltimore people in the building. I see some Cowboys in the building. What's good, people? What's good? This is the realest sports show, y'all. Y'all know how we do it. Y'all know it's the best two-way sports show in the land on Facebook Live. I'm y'all host tonight, Mark, a.k.a. The Vet. And we're going to jump right on into this, y'all. You know how the last show was canceled due to the president speaking. Y'all know how that was. And I wish I wouldn't have canceled that show on that night, though. But it's all good, though, y'all. We back live in the den. We back live in this building. And we here to talk sports tonight. And we here to get it on. This heated argument going to go on all night long for about an hour, baby. We in here. We in here to do business. And that's how we going to do business tonight, baby. Let's get right into it for right now. Going around the league. Everybody know this is weekend of playoffs. This is playoff weekend. And we got a list of games going on this weekend that's going to be crazy. That's going to be spectacular. We're going to see who going to come out the best, who will come out the worst. Starting out with Indianapolis and Kansas City. Indianapolis last week showed that they had true talent last week going up against the Houston Texans last week. So I give big ups to the Houston Texans. You know, they didn't show up that game, but luckily they made somewhat of a show. They came out there and support, and played an okay game. Indianapolis, I give all big roots to y'all because y'all came out there and did y'all damn thing. Y'all came out there and ran the ball good. Y'all ran the doggone. Y'all threw the passes. Y'all threw the ball good. Ran the ball good. Special teams was good. The whole 9 yards. Now, let's talk about this game that's coming up this week in Kansas City. When y'all go down to Kansas City and play against this Patrick Mahomes team, that defense that's been doing damage all year long. They only lost 4 games this season. They went 12-4 this season. So, when I look at Patrick Mahomes, I'm thinking MVP season. Did an awesome job this season. 50 touchdowns, 12 interceptions this year. I won't be surprised if KC loses. Renee, I don't know. I would be surprised if they did lose. I would be surprised. Now with Andrew Luck having a phenomenal season and like he did, he started off shaky this season though, but in the same token of breath, came away with 39 touchdowns and 15 interceptions this game. Now, the key points to this game for both sides of the game, both sides of the teams. I'm going to start off with the Indianapolis Colts. Going into this game, the noise is going to be loud. The crowd is going to be wound up. Everybody, you got to silence this crowd. This crowd of people in Chief City are waiting. They're hungry. They're waiting to see an AFC Championship game where they're in it. Now, for Patrick Mahomes, rookie quarterback in the pocket, first year in there. We don't really have a lot of tape on him, but until this season now that we have a lot of tape on this guy, only way you can shut this guy down is if you make him do something different with the ball. You got to make him go backwards. You got to make this man stumble. You got to make this man do something else besides look downfield. You got to bring a blitz. If you bring a blitz, you got to blitz on both sides of the game. I can't tell you how big this man is. This man is a phenomenal quarterback. He can get outside the pocket. He can throw with his left hand, throw with the right hand. He is like an ambidextrous type guy. You know, this guy here is one of them guys where he's a unique quarterback, has great vision downfield, has an awesome head coach in Andy Reid, awesome head coach, and knows how to get them to a championship game, but I don't know if he knows how to win it yet because he did not win it with Donovan McNabb. But he damn sure knows what to do with a quarterback and turn a bad quarterback into a good quarterback and turn a good quarterback into a great quarterback. We seen it with Donovan McNabb. Donovan McNabb wasn't too bad, but under Andy Reid's system, he became a good quarterback, great quarterback. Now, as far as that being said, here's the problem here that lies. He has to be still accurate with the ball. Now, I'm not saying that all season long he has not been accurate with the ball. I'm not saying that all season long that he has not been doing what he has to do. But completing 66% of his passes this year, throwing 50 touchdown passes this year, you got to stay accurate with the ball. You got to beat the zone defense that this Colts team is bringing. This Colts team is going to be bringing a lot of zones, a lot of man-to-man defense out there. You got to beat the zone and the man-to-man defense. This defense is stifling. They're hungry more now that they made the playoffs. They're in there. As you've seen what they did to Houston and my boy, shoot. I get into the game. I get into it. I get into these stats and I be getting all into it and not forget players' names because I get all up into it. Deshaun Watson, I'm sorry, everybody. You see what he did to Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson only came back at the end of the game to really show what he had. That was it in the game. They held the Houston team to 7 points. They stopped the running attack. They stopped the quarterback from moving. So, which means is that if you keep this quarterback in the pocket long enough, you could probably got a chance with Indianapolis Colts. Colts, you might got a chance. If you keep this guy right there where he doesn't want to be, make him feel uncomfortable, get pressure on him, and you might could come out with a win. I'm looking at this game going down to Kansas City, and I'm thinking Kansas City going to take this game by at least 14 points. With this team, with these two teams going head-to-head, I really got Kansas City really actually winning this game this year. And for every reason that I'm saying that this is he feels comfortable. Andrew Luck says he feels comfortable in the pocket. He said he feels confident going into Arrowhead Stadium. You can have all the confidence in the world. When it's come down to game time, where did your confidence go? Is it still there? Is it still high? Or is it low? One of the two things is going to have to happen here. Now, everybody that's watching the show tonight, right now, place your bets on who you think is going to win this game. Either Kansas City with a red heart, or we're going with blue. We're going with the blue thumbs up for the Indianapolis Colts. Y'all take y'all picks right now for whoever. Everybody that's watching the game tonight. Not game tonight, but everybody's watching the show tonight. How we going. Now, for everybody that wants to know, Dallas is playing on Saturday night, everybody. Dallas is playing on Saturday night. And y'all already know, I'm one true hater of Dallas. I really hate the Dallas Cowboys. I hate Dallas so much that it's about to sickening me that I'm going to say this. And I'm going to say this with confidence. And here's how we're going to go with that. Red heart, like I said, everybody. Red heart for Kansas City. Blue thumbs up for the Indianapolis Colts. So let me see y'all thumbs and hearts going up for them. Now, for Dallas. We them boys, baby. We know, Renee, we know. I'm going for KC, but won't be shocked if the Colts win. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if the Colts win. And the only reason why I say that is because the Colts, in my beliefs, aren't ready for a playoff run like that. In my beliefs, I don't think the Colts can handle what's going to happen in the AFC Championship game and be able to run a win in the AFC Championship game against whoever's coming out the AFC the other side of the AFC. And when we get into that, we're gonna get into that real good in this show. We're gonna get into that really good. And that's between Tom Brady or the likes of the LA Chargers. And Andy Reid teams choke. I understand that though, but you got a different caliber team here this year. You don't have Kareem Hunt, which is your best offensive running back. You don't have him, but you still have Patrick Mahomes that can go out there and still get the ball downfield effectively, even though he completed 66% of his passes this year, even though he came off a hot streak break. Now, this team has been exposed just a little bit now without Kareem Hunt being in the system, but you still got Tyreek Hill on the right side. You got Kelsey over there still catching passes, doing what he got to do best. You still got all these players and all these players on the offensive side that's still a threat, that are out there, that are doing the damn thing out there. So you guys got to be one hell of a team. You guys got to go out there and you got to be, whatever the case may be, is you got to play hungry. You got to do what you got to do. Now, with all that being said, I would not be surprised. I would be surprised if Kansas City comes out here by less than 14 points of a victory. I would be surprised if they don't come out here and win by at least 14 points or more. That'd be my shocking desire. Now, moving on into Dallas and the Rams. Dallas coming off a hot game. Dak, I give you all praises, Dak. I'm going to give you all praises, Dak, on this show. Dak, you played a hell of a game last week. And I can't really honestly say that I saw one complete flaw in your game last week, Dak, and that's a big hands of a clap for you, Dak. You did your job last week, and I honestly commend you for that. You played a hell of a game against the Seattle Seahawks, which I thought for real, that you guys were going to lose this game last week. Seattle can come in there prepared. Seattle didn't really show up until the end of the game. They kept making mental breakdown mistakes. I believe that the head coach panicked at the wrong time frame. Can you repeat what you just said? I'm not sure I heard you right. Yes, I said that Dak played a complete game last week, and Zeke played a hell of a game last week running the ball. Zeke did run the ball all over the Seattle Seahawks defense last week, breaking yards. He was on the hunt. He was hungry. They fed him the ball, and he got out there and got some yards in there. He did his thing last week, and I cannot lie. He ran the ball. And I told you guys that was the key to success. If you run Zeke ran the ball. If I remember, Zeke ran the ball at least. No, that's showing player stats. So we need the stats from this game. Hold on, everybody. I just need the stats from this game. Okay, here we go. Zeke carried the. Well, no. We just wanted. Zeke ran the ball 26 times for 137 yards, 5.3 yards per carry last game, with one rushing touchdown last game. Now, I'm not going to say that if you don't run this ball 8 times, it was like 140 from Dak. Dak in this game and Amari Cooper, these three threats that you have, there's a triple threat that you have on this team here. Now, there's going to be literally a lot of things that the Rams is going to have to cover on defense. You're going to have to cover a lot of different positions on defense. Now, you can't let Zeke run the ball all over you guys. You can't let Zeke get started in this game. Zeke had a hell of a game last week. And I can't even front on that. I'm not even really going to front on that, y'all. I can't really front on that because of the fact about it is that he did what he was supposed to do because he was trying to get on the road to redemption from the last time he played in the game, and they lost the game. They lost the game about a year or two ago against the Seattle Seahawks, and that's what didn't get them over the hurdle. And they missed a field goal kick that didn't get them over the hurdle the last time against the Seattle Seahawks. So Zeke was out there trying to get some revenge, and when he ran the ball over this team, that's exactly what he was doing, getting some revenge because he fumbled and it got called back. He got a fumble. They picked it up, did what they had to do. Seattle Seahawks won the game. Hands down, they won the game. So, Dak, you had to put on a performance like you did last week to even come close to beating a caliber team of the LA Rams this year. The LA Rams are not playing this year. The LA Rams are on a hot streak. They're coming off this bye week in the playoffs. They earned their rights. They was number one in the NFC West this year. So they earned their rights to get a first round bye week. 13-3, got hands up to them. Now, this team, the pressure is all on this team. The first playoff victory in 14 years wasn't enough. Todd Gurley carries an extra imperative into the Coliseum on Saturday night. If Todd Gurley gets out there and start running this ball the way he needs to run this ball, you guys got to go out there, and I mean, it's going to be neck and neck between Todd Gurley and Ezekiel Elliott in this game. Both defenses going to have a lot of things to do. Now, I'm not going to say Van Der Esch didn't have a hell of a game last week, but that boy was out there flying to the ball last week. This defense, the Dallas defense, was flying, attacking the ball last week. Of course, we was in Jerry's world, but there was a little nervousness coming out at the end of the game whether or not they was going to be able to keep this going, this momentum going, because the Seattle Seahawks was kind of creeping on back in the game. But like I said, the Rams haven't been playing well these last couple of games. It's not about how you played last week. Hey, TT, thank you for watching the show, TT. Thank you. It's not about, I got Jalen Smith having a big game. Okay, it's not about how the Rams were playing 2 weeks ago. This is about how the Rams are playing now in this game come Saturday. This is about how the Rams going to show up this Saturday and go out there and perform this Saturday. It's about how the Dallas Cowboys are going to come out there and perform this Saturday night when the lights are on them again inside this Coliseum. Now, I've heard from all commentators everywhere, coming around everywhere, listening to everybody all this week, talk about how Dallas feels comfortable in LA. When they got their training facility out there in LA, they feel comfortable. They feel righteous out there in LA. My money is on the Rams. What up, Rich, baby? How you feeling, baby? Like I said, this Dallas Cowboy team, if you guys don't put up half of what you put up last week, you're not going to win this football game. The Rams are hungry. The Rams are ready. The Rams can get to the NFC Championship game after this game. Now, I can get into my feelings here now. Now I can honestly say what I've been waiting to say now, Renee. Now that I gave y'all props. I gave y'all praises now, Renee. Now I'm gonna give y'all what I really want to say. The accident waiting to happen storyline ends tomorrow night. Now, the victor of this game, whether it's the Rams or whether it's the Dallas Cowboys, and I damn sure know that it's a 90-10 ratio, and I'm not sleeping on nobody on your team, Renee, but it's a 90-10 ratio that the Dallas Cowboys will lose this game come this Saturday. The accident waiting to happen is coming tomorrow night at the Coliseum in LA, the LA Coliseum. The Rams are hungry. The Rams are ready. Now, for all you guys out there that are watching the show right now that want to see, that if you want to see the Dallas Cowboys win this game, throw up your thumbs up signs, hit the blue sign for the thumbs up if you're ready for the Dallas Cowboys to win. Hit the heart sign if you want the LA Rams to win. And that'll go by the votes of y'all, and I'll see how many votes we get on this game. What are my Super Bowl predictions for this year? It's kind of like right now it's a little too close to call for right now though. But they're lighting them up. They're lighting them up right now, baby. They're lighting them up, baby. Light them up, light them up, light them up. How about them Rams? The Rams are getting the luck right now. I'm trying to tell y'all the Rams are getting that luck. My Super Bowl prediction for this year, I'm believing that the Saints are gonna go, but I got to see after this week. I got to see the accident waiting to happen storyline, y'all. Y'all know how I feel about them. Y'all know how I feel about them Dallas Cowboys. I can't stand them. So I already know they're not going to go. But there's going to be a hell of a showdown between the Saints and the Rams in the NFC Championship game. That's my predictions going forward. You know, if we win, the Eagles win, we host the NFC Championship. That is very, very true. But if anything, if it goes down the picture like that, let me give y'all to a world of the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys meeting in the NFC Championship game. Let me tell you how that will go. Let me give y'all just a picture. Picture this in your heads now, y'all. Picture this in your heads. Philadelphia goes on the field. Nick Foles takes them out there on the field. On the field in the NFC Championship game. A game where he's very much aware of the stakes in this game. They go to the Super Bowl again. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, never been on this grand stage before in their lives. I picture Jason Garrett getting fired at the end of their game because Philadelphia wins 24-17 or 24-21 by 3 points. Philadelphia wins the game. Jason Garrett gets fired at the end of the season. Oh my God, Dak Prescott has a new has a new coach. Wait a minute. Dak gets fired at the end of the next season because Dak can't throw the ball because he's not completing passes. He's not an accurate quarterback. Wait a minute. And then we come back to real life now. Then we come back to real life here. Everybody we know, already know, that in this game here against New Orleans, we haven't got there yet. But I like that y'all said the Rams is going to win this game. I'm going for the Rams. That's how we're going to go with it. Moving right along. Before we get into this thing here. Yeah, I took off the microphone thing. Before we get into this thing here, let's get it right. The New England Patriots versus the Chargers. Now, everybody knows the Chargers are coming off a hot game this year. They're coming off a hot game. They came out there. They beat Baltimore last week and did damage last week. So, all praises go to the Chargers. They did their thing. They did their job. They went out there and won. New England, same position before. They got rest. You rested Tom Brady. You got arrested Tom Brady and the pissed off Tom Brady in that pocket. I don't know whether he's pissed off or not, but everybody knows if Tom Brady gets pissed off in this game or if Tom Brady gets anything close to how you just going to break the spit guard. And hey, look, I didn't break it. You know, it's somewhere down. It fell down. I just took it off. You know, I'm going to just play it off like I took it off. I got Brady in the pass pass at home. I got Tom Brady winning this game against the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers are ready. But in the highlight that the Chargers do win, and they do go up against... Shut up, Rich. I got this. And the fact of the matter is that if the Chargers do go, I got the Saints and the Chargers Super Bowl. Drew Brees, what way can Drew Brees go out of a win against his old former team and his new team that he already won a Super Bowl with, a team that he tried to take to the Super Bowl, didn't quite get there, and now he's playing up against the same team that he played it before? What's the best way to go out? Playing against the old team that you already played against and win. And the old team putting him out shows who was the better player, who shows who had the better ratings or whatever the case may be is. That's how you can go out. Saints and the Chargers, that would be an interesting game. That would be an interesting game because I would watch it. Now, the halftime show had to be dope. The halftime show got to be the best halftime show ever in history if that was to happen. Now, everybody knows that everybody's tired of seeing the New England Patriots go to the Super Bowl. But how would you like a NFL rematch, Super Bowl rematch, I should say, New England, Philadelphia, the rematch game? Was that a fluke or was that not a fluke game last year? Did Nick Foles really beat the Patriots last year, or did he get lucky last year and got a hat tipped off to him last year? That's the question at hand right now. Rams will win it all. What up, Charles, baby? How you feeling, baby? Now, that'll be the rematch I would want to see for right then and there. Winner takes all. Patriots 1-1, the Eagles 1-1. Now, This score is tied 1-1. Who will take it all? Winner takes all in this battle here in the land of milk and honey. Tom Brady goes up against Philadelphia one more time. Can he actually come back in this thing and win it all, taking his 6th Super Bowl championship that he's ever won, and actually going out and retiring this year? What better way to send him off with a championship game? Winning his 6th ring, he becomes the Michael Jordan of football. Everybody don't want to admit that. He will become the Michael Jordan of football, the GOAT of football. He's been labeled as the GOAT already, but in y'all opinion, how would y'all feel about that though? Him labeling it as the Michael Jordan of football. I'm just saying though, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. That'd be something that I would want to see somebody win their 6th Super Bowl ring before he retires and gets out of the league, period. Now, if y'all want New England to win this game, y'all already know, throw up the angry faces this time frame. Put the angry faces up there this time. Now, if you want the Chargers to win, hit those laugh out loud button. Hit the laugh out loud button and throw them up in the air if y'all want the Chargers to win this game. That's how we're going to go in this bout. MJ never cheated. You know what, Renee? Let me tell you something, Renee. Did he get charged with anything? Did the New England Patriots get charged with doing anything? The Deflategate in this game, the Deflategate game was never really actually proven. They didn't prove that they, deflated the footballs. Only thing that was proven was that they were cheating on another team after they scored their playbook or whatever have you. But that was never really proven neither. So we're gonna tip that in the favor. Now, moving right along. Before we get into this quarterback debate, and we're going to get into our Redskins segment in just a minute, everybody. We're going to get into our Redskins segment in just a minute. And we're going to go over some Redskin things, and then we're going to get right into this next year's draft, which is all combined in one thing here. But I'm going to lay down a theory for you guys in just a minute now, once I get done with this last 2 lineups for Sunday night at 4:40. Now, we got the Philadelphia Eagles and the New Orleans Saints playing at 4:40 on Sunday, everybody. 4:40. Now, the odds against Philadelphia. Philadelphia runs in here as the underdog team instead of the team that's on top dog team. Drew Brees, hybrid, ready to throw, can throw in the pocket, can take the pressure in the pocket. Offensive line, not too shabby, pretty decent offensive line. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles defense, a front 4, their front line on defense is pretty badass. Now, when I say they're badass, they can get out there, they can get to the quarterback, they can sack the quarterback, they can cause disruption on the field, they can make the quarterback see double vision out there on the field. They can cause so much pain and disruption to the quarterback that they know how to get the job done on the field. Now, if they can cause that much pressure on the field, because the defense really kept them in the game last week when they played up against the Chicago Bears, that had nothing to do with the offense. The offense kind of got downfield, threw the ball, really wasn't, they were juking and jiving and deking and dunking the ball or whatever have you, but they really never got that tempo going as they did last year. They don't really have a run game this year. Smallwood, it is what it is. If my Cowboys win, I want the Eagles. If we lose, the Saints winning. But if we win, I'm not afraid. Oh. That's some big words right there. That's some pretty big words. Now, that'll be a showdown too, but we're going to get there. Philadelphia and New Orleans. Nick Foles. Are you hungry enough to do it again? Can you go out there and prove to the world last year that wasn't a fluke last year of you winning the Super Bowl last year? Can you actually go out there and prove to the world that your dominance as a quarterback is right then and there? Can you go out there and prove to the world that you're worth a lot of money as a quarterback? Because I believe, now it's already been spoken about, that they're not going to they're going to let you go and they're going to keep Carson Wentz. Now, that's the talks around the league a little bit and in your organization that they're going to let you go and keep Carson Wentz. Or there's another talk says that they can keep both of you guys on the same squad again, but they're going to have to pay you the money. And I don't think Philadelphia wants to pay you that money. They want to pay Carson Wentz because Carson Wentz is their future. Now, if memory serves me correctly here, when you want the guy that took you to the Super Bowl twice, only won 4 games, he wins the big 4 games that you guys need to get into the playoffs? I think I'm going to take the guy that wins 4 games and take me into the playoffs. But now, not saying that Nick Foles didn't start this season off rocky, didn't start the season off on the correct note. He didn't get his juices flowing until the last 4 games of the season. Yeah. Now, Carson Wentz might be the not so much as the quarterback that can take you to the future because he gets hurt too much now. And now that the fact of the matter is that he's getting hurt too much, you might want to reconsider your idea, Philadelphia. You might want to reconsider that. You might want to take a look back at what you can get out of Nick Foles this year, next year, and the year after that. So, Foles is another Robert Horry of the NFL. Bears had Chuck Pagnito as a hit. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Ooh, we're going to get to the new coaching hirings in just a minute, everybody. Just got some breaking news on the Bears just hired Chuck Pagnito, Paggio, whatever his name is, former Colts head coach as a defensive coordinator now. Is that defense or offensive coordinator? Hold on. As a new defensive coordinator for their team, for the Bears team. So, that's another breaking news that's just happened today. Now, we're going to talk about New Orleans coming out here, winning this football game. I can talk about it for days. I can talk about it for years. If New Orleans want to have a relapse of what happened last year, which I don't think they do, this is their time frame to show it up. This is their time frame to show up and want to win. This is their time frame to show up and show that everybody last year was a fluke, and everybody want to see it. Everybody wants to know what happened last year was a fluke. So, moving right along. We're going to talk, this is my favorite moment of the day where I get to have my 10 minutes, I get to have the little 10, 20-minute breakdown of the Washington Redskins and to see where they are, to tell you guys what I feel, and give y'all a scenario. Let me break this scenario down to you guys. One of my scenarios that I had for y'all on Tuesday night's show, I had failed to give you guys that one because of the fact of the matter is that the president was talking. So here's the scenario. Here's the 2 scenarios that I have for you guys tonight on this show tonight. Let's say for 1 second here that the Washington Redskins went to go get Joe Flacco as their quarterback. Let's just say that. Let's throw that out there already. I'm getting my popcorn ready. Let's say the Washington Redskins go get Joe Flacco. Let's say the Washington Redskins somehow, some way acquires Antonio Brown. Let's say that the Washington Redskins actually acquire another receiver, as in Deshaun Jackson, again on their team for the next season. Bring him back to the team. Let's say that the Washington Redskins was to go out there and acquire Adrian Peterson back for another season with Darius Geist that's come back healthy, not injured anymore, and we actually can see what he can do for real. Let's say we got another healthy Chris Thompson this year that can go out there in the flat and actually do what he got to do because you can't stop the triple threat that's in the backfield coming out the lanes. Let's say that this all adds up and we get a healthy offensive line this year in the draft and we leave one person alone in the draft this year. Now, with that being said, here's the deal here this year, everybody. I'm waiting to see because Washington really hasn't made any splashes this year. The Washington Redskins really hasn't made anything noticed this year about what their intentions are to do this year. And they really haven't brought out anything that they were intending to do with quarterback position this year because Alex Smith is still hurt. Now, in the same token of breath, this team has to fix an offensive line that is damaged. This team has to go out there and fix the training staff that is out there. And this team has to fix their coaching position on defense, get their offense together. We have to move the ball, and they should be effective. Well, y'all have the cap room for all that. And also, I think y'all should give Colt and Johnson a chance. I think that Johnson and I think Colt would also have a shot if they bring Josh Johnson back. Which brings me to my next focus here. You have an excellent quarterback coming out the draft this year. Now, nobody really thought that the draft this year was going to be any quarterbacks. They thought it was going to be a defensive year, which it kind of still is. But you have 5 top quarterbacks coming out the draft this year that are pretty decent, not too bad, not too shabby, which is why I said this segment rolls over to the draft too as well. Now, there's a guy. Show is brought to you by Sprite. Everybody should go get a Sprite. Now, there's a guy, Dwayne Haskins, quarterback, number 7 from Ohio State University. He's a sophomore, probably a junior this year, coming into his junior year. No, he's a sophomore this year. Who's not too shabby. Had 4,831 yards. He's ranked number 1. He's ranked number 1 also in touchdown passes. Ranked 62nd and tied for 8 interceptions this season, which means this man has been balling all season long as a sophomore, going up against teams. Now, the only thing that I see a problem with this guy is, and everybody that says it, he has a strong arm, which nobody can say that. But he only completed 70% of his passes this year. I can take that. Haskins should return to Ohio State for 2019 to improve his overall play before going to the NFL. As a first-year starter, that is understandable, and he has upside to grow. Now, for with that being said, Haskins is not declared, but is expected that he will enter the 2019 NFL Draft this year. Now, if this young man does not join the NFL Draft this year, I think that you should retain Josh Johnson and bring him back to the team. And I think that you should get him ready for the 2019 season. Now, with that being said here is that Josh Johnson has to be able to be ready to play football come this season. There's no more excuses that you didn't get ready for game 1. There's no more excuses that you didn't get ready for this team here or that team there. You have 3 weeks underneath your belt. You also had an entire offseason to get ready. And if they decide to bring you back, really, you have an entire offseason and minicamp and training camp to get ready for the next season. You have to win ball games. You have to go out there and show the world that you wasn't not a fluke in a game that you won. Now, you lost the last 2 or 3 games last year. You lost the last 2. You got to bounce back. You didn't have a strong offensive line last year. You didn't have a lot of wide receivers last year. So we're going to scratch this off the paint. We're going to exit this season as if it was your stepping stone to step up. Now, we have also lost DJ Swearinger back to the Arizona Cardinals, which we all talked about the last show period, that he's left us and went back to Arizona. Now, with that being all said, said and done, inked and stick, you have to go find a strong safety because Monte Nicholson is still on a temporary list that says he cannot play yet until all his legal charges are dealt with and done. Now, also, with that being said the defense just stepped up to a big point a big step here in defense here that they have stepped up with Reuben Foster this year. Reuben Foster has been cleared. Reuben Foster has been cleared of everything that he's touched for right now. He's been cleared of all his charges. For right now, the domestic violence charges has been cleared off of it. Now, he can play for the 2019 season. But what does that say for the Washington Redskins defense? Can you step it up? Can you get out there? Can you get pressure on the quarterback for next year? Because you're going to need a lot of it. And you're going to damn sure need a lot of people to step up on defense in the secondary. You need a secondary out there, Washington. And I don't think it's a bad thing to you should not get rid of Josh Norman. Should not get rid of Josh Norman. He knows the system, understands playbook, but you got to find better ways for the defensive coordinator to get out there and do his job. Either you find a new defensive coordinator or you get this man to fix everything on defense this offseason. The time is now. The time for the coaching staff to shut up and put out. Like I said I said it last time on the show. I've said it time and time again that you got to either put up or shut up out there on the field. It's no more time to laxy-daisy on the field on the offseason no more. It's time to make things happen, get faster, get the speed up, get the intensity moving, get that strength up, and go out there and make hits, tackles, and whatever you got to do. This offseason, you got to go out there and practice. You got to go out there and hit the grind. If that means you got to call up your players. Hey, look, man, we having a private session tonight at my house. You need to make that happen. Y'all need to go out there and make that thing happen this year. And if you don't make it happen this year, you can say bye-bye to the whole coaching staff. You can say bye-bye to everybody that's out there. You can even say bye-bye to all of the things and the dreams that you guys got coming out there for yourselves. Just say bye-bye to it. Because it's not going to work and it's not going to be out there in your favor for next year. Now, with all that being said here is, get rid of Norman. He's old and washed up. Norman ain't that old. Norman ain't that washed up, though. I'm trying to tell y'all something that I know for sure. He's not that old and not that washed up. But you got to get him the safety help. You got to get the safety to cover on the deep end for him. Playing one-on-one matchups, he does okay, but he's not great at one-on-one matchups. Showed a little bit of that this season, but not showing too much of it going forward. Cooper exposed him. Y'all keep saying Amari Cooper exposed him. Cooper did a little bit because he didn't have the safety help to help him out. Now, all these zone reads, the defense, everything falls on the defensive coordinator, how you practice these players. You had a whole strong defense. And when a player called you out, you wanted to get rid of him. Not saying that he was wrong. I'm not saying that he was right neither. You don't call him out publicly, you call him out privately. And that's where the disconnect came from. You called him out publicly because you couldn't get to him privately, so you try to call him out publicly. And they told you, settle down from that. You need to step up in these meetings. Somebody needs to be the leader of this team. Somebody needs to start talking to people on the sidelines. Somebody needs to get a foot rolling in somebody's ass on the sidelines. I want to see more of that this year. I want to see the old school style of playing football this year. Now, with that being said, you also got a Drew Lock coming out of quarterback, Missouri. Lock completed 61% of his passes in 2018 for 3,498 yards with a 28 touchdown to 8 interception ratio. He notched 6 rushing touchdowns as well. Lock played well and fought hard against Georgia, and he was a plague by drop passes. Lock then had a disappointing performance against Alabama, committing 3 turnovers. He bounced back with a good game against Florida. So, there's some quarterbacks out here that can be groomed. Washington needs to take that time out there and get a groomed quarterback. Now, they got Dwayne Haskins going in the mock draft on the NFL Network, and I've seen that. On the NFL Network right now, they have him going to the New York Giants, Dwayne Haskins. But he has also said that he does not mind playing for Washington. Statements came from him that he does not mind playing in Washington, D.C. under the Washington Redskins organization. Now, how well would that may be true? How well maybe that would happen? the odds are in the favor of the Washington Redskins if they go out there and groom this quarterback up from day one. You need a quarterback for the future. That's number one. You need to groom this player up from day one and get this man ready for day one when he gets ready to start out there. If Josh Johnson can't go, Alex Smith can't go, or Colt will be back. Get rid of the GM. Now, I heard a lot of talk about them, Washington Redskins, getting rid of the GM this year, getting rid of Bruce Allen and the whole staff this year. I've heard rumors about it, but it has not happened yet. Now, if you notice, a lot of teams are out there going to get coaching staffs this year. If you heard about it this year, you know that a lot of teams are out there right now picking up coaches. All the coaching staffs are almost gone. Washington has not made a splash yet in its offseason yet, and that kind of worries me. That really kind of worries me of what kind of deal they're working out right now, or what kind of things they're working out right now, and what is going on in the minds of Washington going on right now. What is going in the hearts and minds of Washington right now? Because a lot of players are linking up with these young coaches. This young coaching staff is taking over now. A lot of things are becoming younger and not getting older. The older are leaving the building now. They're getting rid of these old coaches out there now. And it seems to me that in this time of need, somebody needs to come over here and take over the defense that is young, wise, and knows how to get the job done on defense. These young coaches out here, Sean McVay has made a miracle lapse of a miracle. Taking over as the head coach for the Los Angeles Rams, doing what he did last year and doing what he's done this year. Everybody's trying to imitate that. If you haven't noticed that, everybody's going younger. Everybody's trying to get a young training staff. Everybody's trying to get a young coach. Everybody wants to get this. Mike McCarthy and Hugh Jackson are free. Do you really want a Hugh Jackson here in D.C.? No. Do you really want a Mike McCarthy in D.C.? No. Mike McCarthy has also said that he will sit down this year because he wanted the Jets job as head coach. He wanted to he wanted to coach the Jets, and that's the team that he wanted to play for. Now, as far as the Cleveland Browns are concerned, that's another breaking report this year. Today, the Browns is to hire former Cardinals coach Steve Wilks as their defensive coordinator for the 2019 season. Dolphins late Stoneman Douglas, assistant for the NFL head coaching award. Greg Williams in talks to become the Jets defensive coordinator. Also, coming out there, Cardinals hired Joseph as the defensive coordinator. Reportedly near offensive coordinator deal with Starskin as the offensive coordinator. As everybody knows, Joseph was the head coach of the Denver Broncos this season. Also was fired this season. Now is reportedly becoming the defensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm liking what I'm seeing here this year, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing about what can happen what can really happen next year. Now, as far as Hugh Jackson is concerned, I had a breaking report on him too as well. Let me see if I can pull that back up, guys, for you, everybody. I did have a report on him and why Hugh Jackson is not in the coaching position, the coaching talks right now. Let me see if I can pull that back up, everybody. I want to pull that back up for everybody to hear and everybody get the former to. So I don't be spitballing anything and everybody can get the straight facts about what's going on. Hugh Jackson was fired from, okay. All right, so we're going to cancel all that. We're going to just find it anyway. He got fired for the Bengals team. I know he did. I know he got fired for the Bengals team this year, and I understand that what happened with the Bengals this year. And he also lost a lot of different things. The Bengals have fired their offensive coordinator, Bill Lazor. That happened 5 hours ago as of today. Coordinator options, if they can hire Zach Taylor. The Bengals coordinator options, if they can hire Zach Taylor. Also, and a lot of effects that's happening right now, it just seems to me that the Bengals are trying to regroup and trying to go out there and do what they got to do. They got to be a record to be. That's got to be a record to be fired from two teams. Hey, both teams. He left one team in Ohio, got fired from another team in Ohio. He got fired from one team in Ohio, got fired from another team in Ohio. I don't know what to say about that. That's kind of funny to me because Ohio just don't love you no more. I just really wanted to say that. Now, if you can make a total difference on defense, then hey, chalk's up to you on defense. But you're not going to come to this team and you're not going to come in and jack this team up on defense. Now, your defensive game might be better than your offensive game. But like I said, this team here in Washington has not made any splashes this offseason yet. And I know the offseason chatter has not started up really it started, but it's not really starting up just yet, though. Redskins fans shouldn't be scared of Kyler Murray. Oklahoma Sooner, another quarterback that's out there in the draft this year. Now, my take on this is no position on this team, sports, carries the importance of a quarterback in football, not one. A good quarterback gives this team a chance, and a great one changes the equation of every football field he steps on. This is the quarterback and they can change the game for them. Now, as I was getting to him, I just did my homework on him too as well. Oh, excuse me, everybody. I'm burping all over the place and everything else. Let me see if I can do my homework assignment on him. Let me find it. Anyway, Kyler Murray, Oklahoma Sooners quarterback. This guy had a great year. Has a great year going in the league this year. He threw for over 5,406 yards this year. Also has 50 touchdowns with 20 sacks this year, and didn't throw not one interception this whole entire year. Not a single one. Now this guy, he's playing basketball. Not Kyler Murray. I don't think so. He hasn't done any basketball playing this year, I'm not sure of. But this guy this guy looks like he's for real. He looks like he's the real deal this year. And with that being said, for me, I'm sorry, everybody. He recorded 7 interceptions for Oklahoma. Didn't throw one interception for when he played Oklahoma in 2017-2018 season. 2015-2016 season, he had 5 TDs and 8 sacks in that season. So, with that being said here, I think this guy... baseball. With that being said, this guy is the Heisman Trophy winner of last season at the University of Oklahoma on a college level. He was a great quarterback. He showed accuracy, completing nearly 70% of his throws, and playmaking skills, which is something that the Washington Redskins need as a quarterback. But I would not be surprised if you take this guy up and will the Redskins trade up for the number 15 draft pick. You need to. You need to get something done. And if they don't get this done this year, if you don't pick one of the 2 quarterbacks that I just named out here this year, somebody's going to fall. And I'm thinking that we need to go get an offensive line too this year. I would take all offensive linemen and leave the defense alone. Defense is healthy. Defense is kind of young still. So I would leave the defense kind of alone until you need to go on defense and go out there and make something happen on defense. But you need to get also a secondary player too. You need to get some young guys in there, get some young boys in there. Let's get them ready for day one. Let's get them out there. Let's trade out what we got now and go get some new guys. Point blank, hands down, simple. Simple, stupid, right? Yeah. Now, with all that being said here, guys, we're going to make this little wrap up a little bit simple here for everybody. We have talked about the teams that are going into playoffs this week. We have talked about my Washington Redskins this week. We have talked about the Dallas Cowboys this week. We have talked about the head coaching staffs this week. We have talked about a lot of different things this week. I need to see some progress after this weekend. I'm waiting on a lot of different things to come out of Washington this next week coming up. I am waiting to see who's going to go to the NFC and the AFC championship game this week. The basketball talks are coming after. The basketball talks will come after we are really getting started hitting the basketball talks in the next season, everybody. In the next season of the Realest Sports Show, which is going to be season 7. We're all about basketball, season 7, baseball, hockey, everything season 7. So I know everybody wants to talk about it, and we're going to hit the NCAA championship, NCAA sports, all college sports too. College sports, basketball, the March Madness. We're going to talk about all that in the season 7, everybody. Right around the corner, right there coming splash. So we're going to have a break in between the Super Bowl and All-Star Weekend. We're going to talk about All-Star Weekend on the next season of the show, so we're going to have a 2-week break. So I want to let everybody know now before everybody starts to jump on my case about why we're taking a break, this, and that, and the third. No, this is season. It was all about the football. Are you doing a bracket for the show? I'm going to work on that for season 7. I'm going to work on that for season 7, and once I get the bracket ready for everybody, I will post a bracket up on the page for everybody to see. We got to get the equipment ready for season 7 for everybody to see that bracket, and I will be posting it up there. So everybody get your league out there, get everything out there that we want to see. I'm going to have my directors and assistants to help us out with getting a bracket ready for this season coming up, March Madness. So, yes, I'm talking about the next season now for everybody to get ready for it. The next season, season 7, will be like that next season. We're going to have a lot of new things coming in for season 7, everybody. I'm letting y'all know that right now. It's going to be a lot better of a season. Hopefully, we're going to find a stable cast that come on here with me, and we're going to get people that's going to be, right here with us. So we can all get in and join in the debate of the show and get more better get more better as the show progresses on. I love y'all, man. I do. And I love everybody that's watching the show tonight. I love everybody that has continued to watch us progress on, and I'm taking the team with me. And I have to say, our Fantasy League football winner on the Realest Sports Show, everybody, he is a champion, and I cannot forget about it. I cannot forget about him. As you all know, we did Fantasy Football League this year. And Renee, of course, she didn't win this year. Of course, I didn't win this year. And all the other players that could participate in it did not win. Thomas Cunningham is our winner. Thomas won this year's 2018-2019 season Fantasy League football, the Realest Sports Show's Fantasy Football League this season. He is our winner for this season. And if I can get one day with him, he will be live on the show via satellite. He'll be live via satellite on the show. I will come back, claim my title. We will see about that one. Like I said, everybody, we will be doing another Fantasy League football league for this year, coming up for the next season. So be ready, be prepared. After the draft and in July, we'll start it up. We'll get everything ready for July. And we'll hopefully be moving on from that season to come about. But in this title right now, I'm letting everybody know, season 7 gonna be like that. Season 7 gonna be all in for everybody. So if anybody wants to do these picks for this year, let me know for March Madness happens. Let me know in February. If you can hit my inbox up for March Madness, I will leave it open for everybody to come hit me up for March Madness to do a bracket for March Madness. Everybody's bracket has to be turned in before March Madness start. That's only fair. Before March Madness starts, everybody's bracket has to be in there. It has to be solid and has to be stacked, ready to go. If your bracket is not in there before March Madness happens, or if you claim that you don't want to, if you want to be a part of it, gotta let me know. Hit the inbox up. We'll figure something out. We'll check it from there. But that's weeks from now, though. For right now, it's all football talks, a little bit basketball talks, a little bit baseball talks. I haven't heard any splashes about Bryce Harper just yet, though, but that meter's still on the fine line of going up. And it's going up a little bit. So we'll have a meter. I'm trying to get that meter in here for everybody. I know I said I promised the meter, but we're going to get that meter in here. Like I said, thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. I appreciate you all tonight. Thank y'all for watching the show tonight. Thank y'all for enjoying the show tonight with me. Thank y'all for kicking it with me, showing me some love, showing this cast some love tonight, man. Thank y'all for everything that y'all have done for me tonight. I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my hearts, but this is the show. I am signing out of the show right now, and y'all know what it is. I'm Mark, a.k.a. The Vet, and I'm about to sign out, y'all. Stay tuned for next week's show.
And this is
I'm going to put it on for
Sports Show.
Let's Shoot for Tuesday, everybody. We're going to shoot for a Tuesday night show at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock? No, actually, I take that back. Yeah, 9 o'clock show. Tuesday night, everybody. 9 o'clock. Be there or be square. We're going to cover everything that happened this past weekend. And then we're going to cover Friday night show. Friday night show will start at 9 o'clock or 9:30. I'll let y'all know about Friday show. But Tuesday night show, 9 o'clock, everybody. I'll see y'all later. And I'll see y'all later, baby.
But I promise once the base gets started.